Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Festival of Media LATAM. We've literally got 2 presentations left to go, so we're almost at the end of 2 very long days. I'm here in the M&M Global and Festival of Media studio with a good friend of ours, Alejandro Clabiorne,
hello, hello.
who is the new MD of Latin America for PhD.
Yeah, I apologize for contributing to us going a little bit late, but no, it's been great. The festival's been awesome. I think it gets better and better every year, and I'm very honored to be just a small part of it.
No, we were honored to have you up there. It was a great
Thank
topic and
you.
something that actually people want to know about, and I thought it
absolutely.
worked really well. The TED style of talks and the Q&A was
it was good. It was good. I mean, I think we tried to take a a different spin. I mean, we didn't. It was funny, I was looking at it and I was thinking, well, people are going to think we're going to come up and sort of sell how we're selling gaming to our clients. But it was interesting because we just wanted to take a different take. I mean, gaming is really, really important to us. And we feel like we can't really sell it to our clients if we're not incorporating it into our own business. And so it kind of gives us credibility because we can say, we're recommending, we believe in this idea of gaming and gamification because we're actually applying it to us in the way that we actually work.
Absolutely. And is that, obviously in Latin America, the social media mobile penetration is huge. Yep. So is gamification kind of, do you think, leading the way here to the rest of the world?
Well, absolutely. I mean, first off, everyone knows sort of the mobile penetration is huge. Latin Americans have skipped a couple of steps in terms of the adoption of the internet. Okay, they're not buying laptops, they're not buying desktops. They're going straight to accessing the internet or the web through their phone, and that has huge implications when you're talking about advertising, when you're talking about just the gathering of information in sort of real time, always with them. And so with that has come sort of this connection, or for example, from a social media perspective. I mean, Latins in general are social.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
So in general, we're social people. You give us a construct that allows us to be more social with mass. So of course, we're going to over-index in the usage of that. So yeah, it's incredible, and we actually see that with with Source, because it is sort of a social game, and I think Latin Americans, we tend to always feel like we want to be recognized, okay, especially from a global perspective. Yes. For so long, we've been seen sort of as the third world, and I think it's funny, when I talk to our markets and their participation in Source, it's almost like a badge of honor, because they want to show that, for example, Colombia, which is a small country, per capita has more pings than any other country. Countries that are 4 times bigger than they are, okay? Wow. And that's because they have this desire to feel recognized, and sort of the internet and technology has allowed them to do that now, specifically at work. So that's very important for us, and I'm very proud of the numbers that we have in LATAM within the construct of Source.
And actually, it's a really interesting point. I was hosting a session earlier on the other stage, and we were talking about Outstream video and how that's going and how that's moving. And one of the key kind of takeouts from that was actually that they think Outstream is leading the way in Latin America, and will then the rest of the globe will start to follow over the next couple of years. So
absolutely.
It's brilliant when you see sectors that are actually launching here and going global.
Also, I mean, you just have to think, from a media perspective, for so many years, there's just been so many sort of very sort of strong control over media. Okay, look at a market like Mexico, where there are 2 huge networks that are dominating the market. Okay, so it's if you really want choice, if you really want something different, the internet and technology allows you to do that. It gives you access to the globe in terms of content. Okay, that's at your fingers. Where before they just didn't have access to it, because they had to either get it through their cable box or they had to get it over the air. And so now they've been the technology has allowed them to sort of go in and watch programs from the U.S. or watch programs from Europe or watch programs from Asia Pacific. I mean, animation is huge in LATAM, okay?
Yes, yeah.
Japanese anime, huge in LATAM. So now they have access to that, and the internet allows them to do that.
Wow. And I suppose we talked a lot about the festival and what we've seen here. Yep. I suppose one thing I need to ask you is what's going to be the mantra for Alejandro? How's he going to make his mark in his new role? What's your 3-point key strategy?
Actually, it is 3 points.
Oh, brilliant.
Of course,
brilliant.
It always has to be 3 points. So I think in my role, I think for me I always like to say, and I've been saying, it's like, I'm in a support role, okay? We generate very little revenue in Miami. That's where I'm based. Everything is done at the local market. So my job is really helping our local offices maximize their potential, plain and simple. It's not about me, it's about them, okay? So how can I help them do that? Well, first off, it's clients, okay? Our business comes from clients, okay? So really it's helping them activate clients. We might have clients that we have, globally, okay, or that we have in other markets, how can we begin to activate those clients in Latin America? And how can we begin to have that sort of connective tissue that allows us to begin to expand what is our revenue, okay, so we can keep the lights on. Product, okay, you guys saw Source.
Yes.
I mean, Source is the way that we do business. I mean, that was a great question of, is this extra for clients? Absolutely not. This is just the way that we do business. So it's really working with the markets so that they feel comfortable with Source, that they're collaborating. As you can see, we don't have a problem with Latin America. I mean,
yes.
they're collaborating. But now, as opposed to collaborating, are they actually using the potential of Source to deliver those innovative ideas for their clients? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really working on that and really working with the general managers to sort of, and the strategy directors of each market to sort of begin to sort of push the use of Source. And then at the end of the day, it's just, it's building up the cred and the awareness of PhD.
Yes.
Okay. You know, people confuse PhD. People don't think it exists or have no idea that it exists. It's existed in the market for many years. Okay?
Absolutely.
You know, and it's starting to build the awareness of PhD and a bit of separation from OMD, which is, you know, the big agency within the Omnicom Media Group, and letting the industry at large know that, you know what, there is a place for two Omnicom Media Group agencies that have very different takes, okay, on servicing clients. And so for me, that's kind of the third thing. It's sort of building the awareness through thought leadership pieces, through things like this, having the honor to speak at things like this, that begin to build awareness in terms of what we're doing from a PhD perspective.
Wonderful. So it sounds very exciting. And,
yeah, it is. It's good. It's a great challenge to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I expect you've been here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Who's been, obviously, besides your panel, who's been kind of one of the key highlights or key speaks for you?
I'm a bit of a tech nerd. Okay.
Okay.
So I love the programmatic buying one.
Right.
Okay. I feel that in general, programmatic buying is something that I think is important for us to wrap our heads around, not in terms of how we are sort of recommending it for clients, but I think programmatic buying is going to become a huge way of us being able to sort of extend our revenue opportunities in Latin America as agencies, yes. Okay? Yeah. You know, every day, you know, we're getting, you know, media is getting commoditized, and we're working with procurement, who's, you know, really pushing us down, and we really have to discover other ways to build revenue that's not only beneficial for our clients, of course, programmatic buying is beneficial for our clients, but it's also beneficial for us, and thirdly, it's beneficial for the media. Yes. Okay, so it's one of those sort of, you know, synergistic moments, and I think for me that was very interesting for me because I don't know everything about it, and you know, for me to sort of begin to educate myself more just allows me to have a lot more credibility when we're talking with clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time, man. Very much appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.